Hi, my name is Bolaji Ayodeji. I'm a developer advocate at Hashnode. Hashnode is a hassle-free content creation platform and community that allows developers to create blogs on their personal domain without sacrificing reach and visibility. We're starting this new interview series called Developer Blogging Interview Series, where we get to interview active Hashnode users and talk about their dev life, writing processes, secret tips, and how Hashnode has helped them so far. Let's get right into it. Today we have our very first guest, Tapas Adhikary. Tapas is a UI UX enthusiast who works at a company called Microfocus. He also writes at blog.greenroots.info and mentors at Mentor Cruise. Tapas is also a public speaker and a foodie. So in this interview, we'll get to talk to Tapas about his writing processes and see how Hashnode is helping his career generally. Let's get right into it. Hi Tapas,
Hey, Bolaji. How are you doing?
how you doing today?
Doing great. Yeah.
All right, cool. So before we start, Tapas, could you just please introduce yourself? I know I did that, but maybe I missed some things.
No, I think, yeah, I thought that I'll be introducing myself on the same line that you did. You have already done it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just to add that is like, see, I have started my journey as a software developer way back in 2004. So it's
Wow.
been long time that I am I'm in this field, and my passion has always been the UI UX stuff. And probably if you think about way back in 2004, if when you talk about UI, it will
Yeah.
show you Java. And
Yeah.
yeah, from there, what we are having today and what we're doing today has been amazing journey. Yeah, and thank you
Yeah.
very much for having me here, in this episode. Yeah.
Thank you more for joining us today. All right. Okay. So, how did you get started with technical writing?
Oh, okay. Tricky question. So, yeah, I never thought that, I'll be doing something like in form of writing. But
Yeah.
what was built in me is like sharing things that I learn. So
Okay.
mostly is like taking sessions in the office with my colleagues, with different teams and things like that. We used to have a
Okay.
lot of knowledge sharing sessions. And
Wow.
then once I saw, like, there is some kind of journal that got published from my organization, and I given one of my writing, it got published.
Wow.
Somewhat kicked me, like, okay, probably I can try out something, on that sort. It was way back in 2015-16.
Wow.
Then yeah, I started kind of doing some small writing, small pieces here and there. And then I started enjoying my own writing. Maybe that's something a couple of years
Yeah.
back. Before that, I never used to like my own writing, but I think since last
Okay.
2 years I've started enjoying my own writing. So I thought, okay, it's good time that I'll spend some hours at least towards it.
Oh, all right, cool. That's really amazing. That shows how much progress you've made so far from just writing basically to now even enjoying your own writing.
Yeah,
That's
thank you.
really cool. All
Right.
right. Okay, so with regards to that, when did you join Hashnode?
I guess it was way back in 2019 March. Yeah, if I remember it.
Ah,
Yeah, March 2019. Yeah, that's when I joined Hashnode. Yeah, I think it's been a tremendous journey since then, and I'm associated with the platform. I got plenty of stuff from the platform itself, and enjoying my writing, on it. Yeah.
wow, wow. You really joined way before I even thought of joining. And like you said, you joined even way before you started writing articles. And like you said, the journey has been amazing, and I agree with
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
All right. So before we proceed, could you just share your screen and run us through your blog in case maybe your viewers want to just see what it looks like?
Yeah, sure. I'll try to present my screen. Just let me know you're able to see it well. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Share. Probably can see Bolaji again in my screen.
Yeah, I can see it. I can
All
see it.
right. Okay, I'll I'll quickly go to my blog. So my blog is like blog.greenroots.info, and you can see
Okay.
like how fast it loads. Yeah.
So you can see Tapas's blog on his personal domain. It runs on Hashnode and it looks really cool. It looks greeny. Looks like.
Yeah, yeah, it's look
All
green.
right,
It's
cool.
just green
Yeah.
roots. Yeah, I
So
thought it's
what's the
something.
inspiration? What's the inspiration behind grain and the roots?
I thought maybe the color green somewhat associated with energy, learning, things like
Hmm.
that. And
Wow.
everything you start from the root level and then you grow. So that's where this
Wow.
tree stuff is there. So yeah,
This is really amazing. I like that. It shows the progress behind learning and getting to the point where you're satisfied. Roots.
yeah,
Wow. I
yeah.
love it.
Thank you, Bolaji. So
Okay.
yeah, that's what my blog is, and as you can see, like you have some small introduction and notes that I completely believe in. Knowledge shared equals, of course,
Yeah.
triple equals knowledge gained.
Yeah.
Right, and these are my blogs, basically blog all the blog posts, and this is what I like. Really amazing way of kind of categorizing stuff. It really
Yeah.
looks very neat, and so
All right.
that's really cool. And I can switch to the my blog dashboard for tons of customization, switch between the dark and white mode
Wow.
kind of stuff. Yeah, so
Yeah. Really cool.
very cool
Wow.
stuff. Yeah,
Your blog
we
looks
also
so
have
very amazing.
yeah. Recently, I also added an about page.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, yeah, just to talk a little bit more about my blog and kind of who am I and where can I
Yeah.
usually found and some photo stuff. Yeah.
Ah, nice photo. All right. Really cool. Okay. Let's just jump right back into the interview.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so you just showed us your blog and your pages and everything around that, and also some of your blog posts. So how do you decide what to write? I'm really curious.
Okay, so I think I try to share most of the things that I learn, and I feel that it could be a great content for somebody else to kind of learn. So
Okay.
for any such learning, you put some effort behind it. You have to put some effort by learning it, and if you can ease out that effort for somebody else, that's when you feel happy, right? So if you are reading
Yeah.
some of my blog and you feel that okay, I don't have to probably identify that thing, one person I've already identified and he has written
Yeah.
about it, things are easy for me now. So that kind of gives me kick for writing, and after getting a lot of appreciations from the platform, people who read my blogs, the commenting on them, that kind of gives some more kicks back. Okay, you are probably on the right track and you are going to write something again which is fresh, new, and people will kind of start liking about it. Yeah.
Wow. Really cool. Really cool. So you just pick something you're learning about or you've
Yep.
learned about and then you just write about it.
Yep. That's how I try to go about it, because um, if you go through my blogs, it's like I try to give something from the knowledge that I learned than completely
Yes.
whatever is there in the bookish way. So I try to put my flavor in, which probably people
Yeah.
may like. Most of people may like and kind of get back to me. So far so good.
Yeah.
Touch wood. I'm enjoying the reaction that I'm getting on my blogs.
Interesting, really cool. I like how it comes from what you learn because I believe you also even learn more when you write about stuff you learned.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's
So
really cool. So far, you mentioned you joined Hashnode way back in 2009, I guess, and you've been
2009,
writing for
2019.
19, 19, okay, 19, and it's been almost 4 years now since you started writing technical
Yep.
articles. So far, how has Hashnode helped your technical writing journey?
I would say it's very much. So I have never looked back. So before joining Hashnode, I was actually trying out. I've tried out various different platforms. For example, I wrote
Okay.
few articles in Medium, and but the thing is like what I found in Hashnode is a wonderful community. So the
Wow.
community around you is going to kind of praise you, going to give you enough motivation to write good stuff, give a lot of feedback in terms of comments and things like that. So that kind of continuous cycle of learning sharing is what motivated me so far to stick with Hashnode. And also it's like I think I have seen this platform evolved in last couple of years, like since 2019, right? Since I joined,
Wow.
I remember that the first time it was like tapas.hashnote.dev, and from there a custom domain and things like that, and plenty of feature requests that I could raise on the GitHub. I can proudly say
Yeah.
that many of them got addressed. Most of them got addressed. Many other
Yay.
things. Ma- yeah, and many other stuffs like like day-to-day basis. Hey, okay, this is probably something breaking or something can be much better. Pinging someone from the Hashnode development site and getting a response instantly. Hey,
Yeah.
this will be fixed. In a daytime. That's
Okay.
kind of really really cool. You never get that level of interaction with any other platform. That's what I haven't got. And really, you just worry about your technical content. You leave everything else about platform to others, right? That's
Yeah.
what's actually making me stick with this hash note. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. That's really great feedback. I really like the fact that it's not just a platform, but it's a platform and a community, and you can't
Yep.
find that anywhere.
Right.
Wow. Amazing. Really cool. I'm really
Yep.
glad you found Hashnode. I'm happy for you. All right, cool. So your writing machine, Tapas. What's your superpower?
I don't know. I'm a writing machine or not. I think yeah, there is no superpower. I think only thing that probably I have is maybe the equal quantity I learn. I try to learn things, and the more and more I try to learn, explore, I try to write about those. And now, not everything that I learn I can get into writing. It's basically something that I feel will be really useful, for my readers.
Yeah.
Um, and of course there are certain philosophies, there are certain technicalities that you follow as a writer. Bolaji, you are an amazing writer by yourself. I read your articles, so possibly those technicalities, like so I kind of frame certain days in a week, specifically around the weekends, where I can jot down certain thoughts, put my initial thoughts into a private GitHub repo, and then sit down sometime in the morning, take from there,
Yeah.
and start publishing my things. Yeah, so that's the way it is. I have plenty of backlogs down the line that I have to write once I get time.
All right. Sounds really cool. I see the superpower is actually super. You're just not saying it. All right, really cool. What advice do you have for a newbie who wants to get started with technical writing?
I think that one advice that I have is, don't stay back. I mean, don't think like what content will be good versus bad. Everybody
Yeah,
write something crap, in their entire technical writing journey. So don't worry about
yeah,
it. Don't shy off from writing. So give value the fact that you are actually putting some time, from your life and putting into writing something. That itself is a big value, and leave it to your audiences and the feedback. And the second thing that I would like to say is like, take feedback well. If sometimes someone saying a feedback which is maybe towards criticism, I have got enough. You can go back to my blogs and comments. um, you will see, like, slowly, if you work on that, you will translate those feedbacks to or those criticism to a constructive criticism, and later point of time you will polish your writing further, so that you will get
yeah,
very less of those, right? So keep your
yeah.
mind open, keep writing, and take feedback well. I think these are the two key things I would say to all the technical writers. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that.
No problem.
All right. So, Tapas, which of your articles are you most proud of? I know you've written tons of articles. So, can you briefly introduce us to maybe one or two of your articles that you're really,
Hmm.
really proud of and what inspired you to write them?
Okay, I can probably share back my screen for a moment and probably
Okay.
just
Yeah.
show
Cool.
you once quickly. Yeah. Yeah. So let me know if you're able to see the screen now.
Yes, I can. I can.
Okay. So I think the first article that I wrote on this platform, I like that article very much because that's the first one that I have. Sorry, I'm taking some time to scroll because, as Bolaji was saying, I have kind of few stuff over here. So this is the first one.
Okay.
uh, JavaScript event loop, why so serious? I felt like, this is one concept that everybody from a beginner to advanced, JavaScript developer has to learn, so that
Okay.
they just kind of catch certain tricky bugs in the production environment, or while they're kind of coding. So I like this because I like this subject, and I also like that because this is the first ever blog I have posted on Hashnote platform.
Yeah.
And the next one that I like is about this dev tools, my favorite tips and tricks. And I've got a lot of good appreciations and comments on this, that people really found it useful. And each of the things that I have mentioned
Okay.
over here, it came out of my own usage. I found really good, and I personally refer back to this, times to time. And the last one probably I'll take a mention is, very recently I
Oh.
wrote, this one, this where to begin. This is from heart. Um,
Yeah, I love it.
yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, I always feel that everything that I have written here, in this blog, is like, be a beginner always and try to think like a beginner, and you have a lot of advantages around that
Yeah.
if you think like a beginner. So, yeah, these are the blogs
Yeah.
I personally prefer most, but I like all my blogs, all my writing.
Really cool, really cool. I really love all of them. I must say, like, really love them.
Thank you.
Yeah. And by the way, the first one is share, the cover art is scary.
Yeah.
The why event lose. I'm sure people might see that and like, wow. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
I don't know how I got that
Okay.
cover photo, but
I can imagine. All right. So, like you mentioned, you have a backlog of several articles, and you've mentioned your process on how you decide on
yeah.
what to write. So, in the next coming weeks, what are you planning to write? Do you have new ideas?
Okay. Yeah. So I'm writing a series right now on Hashnode called JavaScript Cracking the Nuts, and
Okay.
I'm actually writing some of the basic concept, much basic way for people to understand. So one of the article pending from there, I'm going to write on Closure, a deep dive into Closure, and then I want to start writing something on data structure with JavaScript. I want to write
Okay.
something on the Jamstack and SAS, and
Okay.
I'm doing some pet project with an idea that my daughter got me, and I'm building something cool with React. So if that comes out well, I'm going to do a write up on that. So I have plenty of stuff. I need to
Wow.
find some time.
Anyway, this sounds like so much fun. Like, I really can't wait to read them.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah, thank God I'm subscribed to your blog. So when you publish, I get notified.
Yep.
All right. So you can actually try and check out Tapas blog and subscribe so you don't miss this cool content. You won't find it anywhere else. So Tapas, if you would have to point out your top five best features of your Hashnote blog, what would they be?
Yeah, I think there are many. Okay, let me see top five. I think the
Yeah.
first one would be the custom domain, and you
Okay.
own your own content. Right. So
Okay.
yeah, I used to have a tapas.hashnode.dev. Frankly, I was little taken aback, like, how can I get my own? But that problem was solved very soon. After my second article, I think everything else was published on Green Roots. So
Okay.
that's awesome. That I like. Second thing is that newsletter stuff. I think I have now bunch of subscribers, and thanks to you guys, like, for for liking and reading my blog and subscribe to it. There's a second one. Third is a very recently introduced analytics part, right?
My
Um,
favorite.
my favorite, yeah. So I used to go to I used to go to Google Analytics, very frequently. My main
Yeah.
target was, is like, what is the number of hits I'm getting, and the bounce
Yeah.
rate and things like that. So I think most of it is in the platform today, and that's awesome.
Wow.
That's I really like, right? So that's the third one. Fourth one is the pages. Recently I've added my about page, um, and probably I want to extend it for a few more other
Yeah.
purposes. Yeah, so that's what I like. And fifth one, let me think. I think the fifth one is auto backup to Git. So
Yeah.
the moment you publish an article, it gets auto backup to your own private Git repo.
Yeah.
Now that's awesome, right? It does give you a feeling that you own your own stuff, right? And
Yeah.
that's really
Yeah.
cool.
You're the boss. You're in charge.
Getting church, yes. Right.
All right, really cool, really cool, really cool. What would be your message to developers out there who have not tried out Hashnode yet? From all your experience, what can you say to them?
Try Hashnote. That's the first thing I would like to tell you. Yeah. I guess once you try, you won't regret it. So I keep seeing certain tweets, that people who are either writing for some time now or want to kind of get into a technical writing, and they're looking for some kind of platform. Very
Yeah,
recently, media went for that paywall stuff. So a lot of frustration around that, right?
yeah,
So yeah, lot of stuff are there in the Twitter. So I would like to say this, like, if you're watching this, at a point of time at all, so come to Hashnote. You are going to enjoy this platform. You are going to enjoy the flexibility that are given, by this platform, and you are never ever going to regret it, right? You are going to
feel
own
like
your own content.
I feel like shedding tears.
No,
I feel
I'm.
like
See, the thing is, like, I'm. You can count me from this perspective. I've hardly republished any of the article outside recent time, right?
yeah,
Initially,
yeah,
I used to publish in dev.to, I used to publish in Hackathon and things like that. Now, I'm not saying that republishing is bad. You should do
yeah,
to become more visible, right? But what I'm
yeah,
saying is, like, gradually I'm getting everything from this platform, so that I'm thinking very, very least about the republishing fact, right? So I've been
yeah.
through this journey, and I'm showing you that maturity. So you can trust me. Try Hashnote.
Please trust Tapas. I just feel like crying. That's really amazing. Thank you so much for the amazing feedback you just shared and all the processes you've shared with us. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Yeah, yeah. Thank you very much for having me.
All right. Thank you so much, Stefas. Yes, we look forward to having you sometime in the future. Maybe you can share us your blog when it has much more amazing features.
Sure,
All
sure.
right. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Awesome. Have a nice day.
With Hashnode, you can set up a personal blog on your own domain in just 10 seconds for free. Check out www.hashnode.com to get started today. Bye.